together. It was a Loiter masterclass as cited by Doma, and he's the first player to get tested here. Quick trade inside the smoke of position. Comeback reinforces it though, and the rest of Enterprise are nowhere to be seen. They are hot on the heels of A.
They are, but they're moving into Kreven's setup, and he's in short.
This camera watches both chokes, and as soon as that first player is spotted, Kreven brought off the line, but right back in. Wins his fight onto Zeke, the stun in support. He gets the second as well. It's brilliant work from Kreven, and it has brought this execution down to a crawl, down to just
playing together. You can see Rose is holding onto the back lines in case Killes goes for
30 seconds left.
an entry through CT, but the pack is ready to go.
There's a stun prepared, and you can see Comeback ready to activate from it. Killes wants
sight. Needs to be careful because Zeke's on the other end.
Loiter backpedaling is gonna catch him. Zeke removed. And now Starkey left with the pack to try and mid-round this successfully. Yash is still out on A long, but he's been spotted right by the skin of Rose's teeth. The drone catching wind of him. Loiter emptying his utility belt to stop the C push coming in. Coming up to the 30-second mark, Enterprise have to make a commitment.
Well, they do, and it seems to be towards A, but remember, 3 players are sitting, well, 2 on site, 1 in close proximity.
Well, Yash has now given the game up. It's going to be a B finish instead.
30 seconds
We do
left.
hit 30 seconds, and finally Enterprise making their way through a choke point. In the belly of the beast, they're going to need a bit more space than just this. So much patience from Pacific at the same margin, giving respect to their opponents, and we move to this situation with the attackers a man down.
How does Enterprise bring this back? Because Pacific are ready to go very quickly.
Stun goes in, caught backside. Killes looking the wrong way, and Comeback will capitalize. 2 from the young gun. Doma trying his best to restore order, but Yash has to give up the ghost. The round is done. That is year to year, whether it's Apex or Pacific, the conversation is held, and we're just going to have to shelve that one for now. Go Scorched Earth policy, 10 points of health, see how much damage he can do on A and fake it out.
Yeah, but if he goes, I think this just gives the game up. The players know that he's here. And he's been caught out, trying to get away. Does so successfully. It's only bought a bit of extra time, but remember, when this spike starts to go down, there's still a Cypher cam.
And now it gets the tag, has info on the players. How do Enterprise want to try and set this up? Loiter is still in action, so it has to be on the site. That's where they'll look to brawl. Still flashes on both Doma and Starkey.
To come back in, Zeke is the first one to take contact, and Loiter has got 2. Still a deficit in which they need to work, and well, Larocque haven't.
The question is, this time, do they recommit to this position? It doesn't look like it would be the case, as you did have Zeke floating around C long as well. But to the next lane they go, it's B this time, and as you say, Comeback's ult just allows him to sow chaos later into the round, and you go into B, it's a trash compactor. Things could get so messy. They're heading to his op instead, and Yash has him killed.
Yeah, and now the gap close comes in, right? Starkey's ulting in, we still have Yash's dash, and Rose just trying to look his way through and find an off angle.
BMO Pacific have 3 players on the site already though. Enterprise so slow on the uptake. 10 seconds or less once that spike plant comes through. They need to win these duels, and Rose is just going to hang on for Larocque. Another defeat.
I mean, the thing is, Yash does so well to gain the advantage, but it's the uptake. I was expecting Yash to immediately dash into sight.
Put down to the routine. Loiter, someone known for it, and with Larocque by his side, just feels invincible. In and out of mid as quick as you like. Kreven trying to get some information here. He does, and Starkey is just so careless not to clear him. Zeke will be able to retaliate, but look, this is the gun round, and BBL Pacific are making it their own. Comeback's picked up another kill, and he's already waiting in window for Killes. Zeke clearing with the drone. That is punishment, just about, but still cut very fine for what the situation is.
In the meantime, Rose gets his ultimate online, the Hunter's Fury. And Pacific are still one player to the good, but it is just one player to the good. That through Larocque. And now The information comes through to Enterprise, and they can set up exactly what they want to do to get that spike down.
This round is a huge opportunity for Enterprise as well, because Pacific should have had this one dealt with. No questions asked. A slight overheat perhaps could cost them. Larok is low. He should be the first player in, looking to trade off him. Zeke and Killez divide and conquer. They've split up, given away the site as they know that ult should be coming in.
It should be, but it's not. BBL Pacific decide against it, and they'll get control of the spike early. Is this a mistake from Enterprise?
Or just an opportunity for Zeke. The defuse starts to get worked on. Killez has to cover this. Players lining up. If that spray combines, he could have had both. But instead, Enterprise walk away empty.
Move together. That's Larok enforcing the A site as Creven picks up B.
Comeback is tagged and forced to bail from the situation. Ceylon. Bino back on a fresh angle. BBL Pacific, they actually want to regroup Garage here and take a fight somewhere else. No, it's only Creven. Comeback still watching on to B, but that's the confidence that sets them up, and Creven's looking for a second.
He is. I mean, he can backfill into Garage, and that's big space to control if you're the defense. Spike goes down, and there's 5 bodies ready to flood back in for Pacific.
Both initiator ults, Enterprise needing to fight towards spawn, but instead they go traded through it. Hunter's Fury, no value for the attack, it's the defense instead, which converge on position. Enterprise cornered, stuck on the site. Kills back from Killers and Zeke. Only one. It's 11, 12 maps in a row at this point. Looking to be another one here. Haven't taken a loss since that point in time. And now onto the C site. Yash making a mess, causing chaos. That's exactly what Enterprise need. BBL Pacific thrive in these positions though, not when they're making plays individualistic as what we've just seen. Enterprise finally starting to get a rein on things, but it's the last couple of rounds they're looking to rein in. A bare minimum right now.
There's no way he can clutch this, right?
You wouldn't think it to be possible.
Story there.
Always wondering, are they BBL Pacific good? Because Loiter calls for the utility. The stun dumped in the sewers. And they'll send Starkey downstream. Opening pick for the defense. Helps out this A site hold as Enterprise have doubled down on it, this time with numbers.
Yash is up, looking to re-clear out. The drone takes the contact though, and well, off the back of it, breach out ripped. And Yash just flashed out. The utility always seems to be on point. And as the players try to come out the smoke, BBL Pacific just hold on. And they do so successfully, as they do every single time. And with Zeke with nowhere to go, but still down the barrel of a forward line here. Because the utility always seems to hit.
It's not going to matter this time though. Rose right at the front, happy to be traded or at the very least get a kill, and he has over-delivered in that sense already. The rest following up behind him, and that's exactly what you expect. BBL Pacific 2 more kills, Enterprise down to their last couple. It's just a tap of the spike. They want further fights, gonna get them. Starkey, quick trade. This is desperate from Enterprise. And you can see
with
it.
him trying to hide in the pocket, he doesn't seem like he'll be long for this world, and well, there's confirmation. His comeback gives him a love tap. Somehow Starkey's got the trade out, but he has taken a lot of damage for it.
Yeah, he brought up heavy shields. It's the only reason he's alive. Comeback firing another bullet into his midriff. But that health pool is just going to make things even worse. Enterprise have to clamber back to C. Killez caught in 2 minds. Does he want to go backside here, or does he wait for the rest of his team? It's the latter instead.
Spike going down. Enterprise late to react to this as well, so the time's going to be low by the time they even get to the site, right?
By Killez putting up those cages, at the very least, he forced Loiter to invest the paranoia. Enterprise, damage control maybe, having to give this one last go. It's just such a terrible position to be in, whichever way you flip it. And time is running out.
time ticking away, the last grains of sand drop in the hourglass. And maybe that's not just the time itself, maybe that's just Enterprise's time on the server. As Zeke tries to get some damage into Pacific, but that spike's going to blow, and Pacific will necessarily. I'll hold on to that point in a second, because they're just sending it straight to sea.
Over in Garage, 2 players spotted, and not a single one picked up. That was a Sheriff from Loiter as well. Still sold on this being the C site. Starkey caught in transition, and a time for a rotate. Yash will get here first, but he's only got a Bucky.
That's all he's got, but if he can get up close and personal, he can make it work. It's the Sheriff instead that he opts for, but comeback's already by him, and the bullets are just always hitting, do not seem to miss. Sometimes it always feels like there's going to be a Pacific kill no matter what, and Killez, with only a Sheriff, has to stop BBL Pacific winning this map. And
looking to take this fight through the smoke, as we know they do in Grass.
oh, damage goes either way, and there's a moment there where you think it goes Enterprise's way. Still traded out even, with both sides taking brunt of the damage and having one player healthy.
Starkey low, but running over towards the C site as quick as his legs will carry him into the trap and cam, both deleted. Spike to go down, and Killez running up behind him.
I support. Kreven still has one trap as well, so could lock a player out in main, and that's exactly where Killez is. Starkey though commits himself to the site. If cleared, would be easily dealt with, and is. He even gets the headshot. Killez trying to spam from main now, and both players want to take this fight. Killez.
An hour or so ago, this one could be wrapped up in much quicker fashion. Pace change from Enterprise on A.
Oh, and they've baited out Loiter as well, so an entry to be found in Enterprise. I've actually got a real bit of success here. And it's the first time that we've seen them be so dominant in a round.
Player standing.
And Larok going down is only going to add to that. This could end flawlessly. Kreven just the Sheriff. Killez. Oh, he's checking the cams. Has his sights set on that Rubble control. So do Enterprise. He has been revealed, and so Yash punishing. Doma right by his side. Rose firing blind with the Odin. Could Larok possibly have a multi-kill to keep this competitive? Kreven's done his work. It's all on the youngster. He's going to fall though. And Kreven getting to the site first with 21 points of health has revealed himself to Enterprise. You are looking at the scoreline being tied up.
Rose fought. Don't think we're anywhere near
Pistol's on the ground to deal with the push.
Looks as if they already have. Is the re-engage utility, or at least stall, is worked out. Enterprise made to stop in their tracks, and the Sheriff's doing it as well. Doma's rifle at least gets something to work with, but every single time the overdrive finds value, in fact, it's every single time. Spike down on the ground. How does Killez even get back in? It's an outlaw in hand, and 4 players to stare down. He's got that of Mystic. But as the players try to gain control of Tree, they get everything thrown back in their face. As for come back, he's going to find out Doma. The players trying to come out of Tree. Loiter getting one of his own.
Down A.
And still revealed in this position, so they're boxed in. Come back on the line with the op. Smoke is not exactly going to help him here. But the spike's on the other side. Still doesn't pull the trigger. Enterprise are hanging in this by a thread at this point in time. They got 2 players low on HP, below half. Feels like Pacific are just waiting to take their timing to re-engage and kill them where they stand.
That's it. Tap of the door keeps the players here.
That's what Enterprise are waiting for, to be honest. They're waiting for an
30 seconds
overextension that they're not going to be given. The only weakness is Kreven towards B.
And he has been found, although somehow manages to escape. They are like Houdini every single time. Unpunished they go, and on top of that, Kreven's filled the space with a trap, so this is becoming a save round.
10
And
seconds
on
left.
top of that, Pacific have money to probably start hunting now.
Yeah, Loiter already starting to spam through the wall. Starkey's taking a hit. That's the breach
It's
bomb.
the exact same round, except this time Pacific are being proactive on B main.
Yeah, those players are going to be coming through the Hobbit door. Instead, it's an execution on spot. Yash showing up to the party and putting 2 players down as he goes. Such a mixed bag for Enterprise so far. But the floodgates have opened. And BBL Pacific are put into another retake. Kreven's got a headshot there. There is damage on these attacking players. But that kill from Starkey, I think, has pretty much closed this round for business. It might, in fact, be yet another flawless victory for them to make it a 1-round game. Despite the fact it's felt like heard on sand, they should now know it's a C push.
I mean, that play in towards CT has worked out. Combined with a stun, it's lovely stuff from Enterprise to get into the side. And Yash now bringing out the overdrive of his own. Just not finding the value that you would perhaps hope for as the players try to come back in. They're being punished by Enterprise. This is nice heads-up play, and still the players are taking solo fights.
That one with the TP into spawn from
Oh,
Starkey.
he's like the villain of the series. He's always going to pop up elsewhere, and that Nightfall might push him away.
30 seconds left.
It's the comeback omnibus, back-to-back episodes, but it seems to have found a way past him again, this time through the utility. But Larok and all the rest of the supporting cast ready to send this round to the end credits. Zeke already dismissed. Loiter by the side of the Pacific players as they push back into the site. Not a single kill to go Enterprise's way until Killez is left alone. His best recovery effort will go down in vain. He's looking a second go though. This is where they'll look to fight.
Seems like it.
Distraction.
Seems to be the case. Loiter though, very quick on the mark and the spike dropped. Rose now has to be careful with the next couple of players coming his way, and does so well because that gives the advantage back to the defenders.
2 big kills from Rose. But still 2 players left to get past, and one of them is Killez. He's so key in these late rounds, and Yash is there as well. All on comeback.
A player who's destined to make his debut in VCT.
Starkey to TP out this time.
Rose ripping the Hunter's Fury, and this is not where this is going to end. Look where Starkey is. Brilliant ultimate into the backlines, but Kreven's on the hunt.
Found a bit of a gap.
Cover going out.
Where does he look to place this smoke? It's on C. That's a distraction. Kreven's looking the wrong way. Still worried maybe about the over. No! Overlooked! Starkey sending 2 kills to Enterprise's favor. Loiter's made an absolute meal of the situation. B is open for the taking. Kreven trying to hold on.
No.
Oh, it's cut very fine. Come back in the limelight
Spike planted.
for what could be one of those last officials in a Pacific jersey. Does he have the clutch to tie up the score at the half?
I mean, it doesn't really have much in terms of utility to win this out either.
He has to clear these deep positions. Oh, come back. That is devious. The first...
Into the C site they go, and comeback already stalled out. It's only momentarily as Killez tries to pepper the players up on the way through, but this site is pretty much clear, and it's given time for Enterprise to get into position for a retake.
BBL Pacific are so restricted here too. Enterprise haven't won a pistol so far this map, but this looks like their best chance yet, 5-on-5.
That is Spike officially going to go down, and that's the go button press for Enterprise. That's the notification they're waiting for. The utility going through from either side, but Comeback gets the first. Killez straight back. It's just a death match on the site, but who's going to come out on top? It seems to be Pacific as they look to finish. Yash taking point. And that's what happens. That seize was good, but unfortunately stopped bringing out the rifle. Pacific gain 2 players advantage here as they move into the execute.
It's Doma's Guardian, which they're up against though. Doma 3 kills. This is the difference. The hope hanging on for Enterprise. Rose has 3 of his own though, and in this 2-on-2, you're expecting him to clutch it out with Kreven by his side.
Only 2 shocks in his pocket though, and both players on Enterprise are disconnected. Starkey takes that contact, he doesn't want to.
And now they're looking for the second player. Killers revealed, but Killers claiming Rose, the hero of the round, is gone. And it's on to the newest player into the 2025 lineup. Kreven has won, but...
Oh yeah, Ash up against, comebacks up. It's the same results time and time again once you go up against this player. We've seen him sweat this map, don't get me wrong. Enterprise seem to have made the right call, especially with the information coming off the back of the cam.
Into Killers' sight set up, has the cages, back full of the space, Doma in behind, but his ult goes down without a usage. Killer's still just teetering on the corner, seeing if he can find anyone the way out. Oh, they've lined up for him. Still one more left to make their exit. That's going to be Rose. Shifting around the corner. Information late for Killers. And Larok joining up after finding the pick on B. Killers still winning fights and getting out comfortably.
It seems like Killers has been rolling back the years these past couple series. Larok sees the trap, destroys it, and is allowed time to plant here.
He has not yet shown us his capabilities in this clutch situation against Enterprise. Just 5 first deaths so far in the competition. You're always expecting him in the late round. And now finally given his chance, he steps out into boom!
Pressure.
The recon is huge as well that lands to Killers because they know the Cypher's here. They know that he's solo for the most part.
That they do. I mean, Starkey was playing from Waterfall, and BBL Pacific have taken the site. Finally, the spike coming through. This is very direct.
But it's Zeke's ult on the retake that you have to look at for Enterprise.
A comeback coming through in towards CT, taking the forward line, does so.
Are being had into the next. What worked for the attack? Is this fade away? And BBL Pacific need to accelerate.
That they do, but they accelerate into the operator, and Yash finds the entry kill. And it stalls out Pacific for the time being. This is looking like a B pivot because of Kreven's position.
They've got to go off him, but there are 2 players now peeking through the link to counter. That's Killers taking out his opposite number, and all of a sudden, BBL Pacific are caught in 2 minds between 2 sites. They look to move on to A, but Zeke is there to greet them. Enterprise have 11, and through all of the chaos, they've managed to come out unscathed.
All the eyes of EMEA are currently on this game. There's no way that the gods of tier 2... The only person staying forward is Starkey, who's always so aggressive, but that paranoia will push the B pivot, and Yash having to be respectful as well. He has an operator and come back so quick on the mark, so quick every single time. And now he's got a rifle to try and move through. Doma at least gets one back though.
And Killers is playing from main. Enterprise need to constrict these site positions while Rose is still late flanking.
That's it. Phantom spam hasn't worked out. Killers walked straight into Larok, and BBL.
A couple of spare pennies. But break that piggy bank in the next round, as it is looking like maximum regulation on Lotus. And another 5 versus 5 post-plant situation. Yash can make things dangerous. That Stinger is going to dictate it. Oh, Kreven dying as well. That's another rifle to recover.
But that's now all the players just on site. There's no other space that Pacific have.
They want to fight this forwards. They're going to look towards defender's spawn side, but it's from the flank where they come in. No way Zeke collects another kill. It's untraded. The ult is online. Nightfall connecting. And BBL Pacific entrenched in this site. Killers picking up another. They're sinking into the
Enterprise being proactive on A, on the flank. But as Pacific start to head into C.
Killers doesn't want anything to do with it. Waiting for the flood, waiting for the flank to come in. Yash still can get hit at quite the rate of knots. And when the spike is not planted, that just makes it even easier.
It does. It's only a neural theft in terms of ultimates. And Yash finding Loiter. Advantage towards Enterprise. They're in position to try and send this one home, but Comeback taking that extra space could be the saving grace. As now Enterprise head in. A player to the good. And Yash back on a rifle. The last two players try and hold on from the spike, but Enterprise Pacific will lose a map.
You're welcome.
They're starting to work down mid on the defense. They've not won a pistol so far in this series, but they have a flank on Garage, and it's absolutely mega.
That it is, but there's one player standing up to it. It's Comeback, but the timing's insane. And while Rose goes down, it will be traded even. Still the players go forward, and there's still an advantage to Enterprise. A great start to the pistol round.
Killers has maintained it and got out, but now look at Larok into the vents, and Killers shouldn't expect this. Oh, he's got him anyway!
Lights out, Killers! He's turned up time and time again, because this is a situation where Pacific were able to win from before.
Cover going out.
Loiter bailed BBL Pacific out of that last series against Enterprise. They could have been done in groups, but it went right down to the wire. He needs to be one of two to step up here. Kreven is in the cubby, away from his teammate on site. All of Enterprise pathing through screens.
Crossfire established, and it's a little bit broken, especially with that C's coming through. Loiter doesn't get a clean fight. In fact, he won't get one at all because it's Enterprise to bulldoze.
Enterprise have reinforced that. It does leave A open though, and that's exactly where the attack is headed.
Looks like the site is pretty much clear. What is that? Zeke out of nowhere! That's massive! Two players lost, and Enterprise find themselves at an advantage, and that could be a key play in converting this bonus.
It's a valiant death, and it does make numbers equal on the site. Longer rotation for Doma to make on this Yoru. Only the second time we've ever seen it in his career. But it's the push in main and the clearance of Rose that has to be everything right now.
Does that wall a little awkward for Rose to fight through, and it's actually his own one that he's fighting in. Enterprise still taking their time coming through. As you can see, Doma a little bit worried about that CT space, and Comeback decides to dismantle this take from main. And now Doma in from heaven. This is looking like it's just got to be damage control for Pacific as Doma looks to do as much as he can. That's 3 rifles lost, majority of that. Doma can hear the steps, and he's done damage to Comeback. If he wants to chase this down, he can. Players on light shields though, that won't put them in the best of spots, and Yash!
Final Prowler released. Letting the cats out as BBL Pacific are now in the tower. Time ticking away, and Enterprise in position. Yash's Outlaw gets another.
So
Starkey's right behind it.
Spike
Done
down
well.
B.
And now the ult has made Loiter run for the hills. I've never seen a start like this for BBL Pacific.
Just further signs of weakness, honestly.
Does look like that. Doma's up, though misses out, and that could be big. Repositions, and the player's trying to get through main. Actually, Hemorrhage one. Killers on the other side of the wall. Misses his timing, but still gets one himself. Yash, same to do. And now Comeback, he's escaped into CT. It is carnage on the A side, and Enterprise are thriving. A chance to escape, but doesn't have the spike comeback. Where does he go?
He wants to try and find this first duel. He knows that Doma was towards screens through the fake out, but has to cross the window if he wants to take the spike, and he's going to invest the TP to do it, or at least fake that. While all of this is happening, Yash is wrapping behind him.
Yeah, but that could allow a chance to go through vents. There is time for Comeback, and you can see his brain working through. Where could players be? Has to face check it because he has no flashes, and Zeke is low, remember, but has to face up against Doma. And Pacific going straight towards B, where Doma's up, lies, spammed up. Does he get out? I don't think he does, and on top of that, Starkey's gone as well. So this is probably the best start to a round we've seen from a Pacific team so far.
Yep, and they're just going to roll with the punches. Loiter locking in the next. I would have to say, if you are Enterprise in this position, you wouldn't want to attempt it. Yeah, there's money here to play around with, but I'm looking at ults. Larok already has his. Comeback and Rose both one away. Same could be said for Yash, though, and that makes up a full house for Enterprise, so he's going to give it a go.
That he will. Yash gets found out. There's the showstopper to start things off, and Larok fires his. Yash misses. So everything not as clear-cut as it seems.
And they're moving closer to a third round here as well. They've got the player advantage. It's actually Enterprise's ult committed towards this side of the map. Yash playing behind it, receiving 2 players. His rifle gets 2 kills. Loiter the same. Zeke left alone. And yeah, it is a third round on the horizon, sparring any further heroics from this judge.
That's a rifle now, upgraded.
Side of the map. BBL Pacific pausing and just waiting to see if they can find an overextension. I have to say though, Enterprise have not often given those away.
They haven't, and at the same time got themselves into a position to deny any exits from BBL Pacific. Look at Starkey, Killers, who's on the flank.
And Zeke in the corner, quick trades. What are the positions? Doma holding on from screens, finding 2, and Starkey right behind him. Trading out, numbers in Enterprise's favor, and that flank from Killers to constrict even further. Doma maybe selling his teammate down the river, but instead it's information. Killers played in with a flash. Viper Wall up early. The threat of the op remains in play, but it's Yash with a rifle in his hands here instead. Nightfall cutting sound. He looks to disrespect it. Only one. Zeke stuck in the backside. In this position, he'll get his first. Decade was Loiter, dead he is now. Killers continuing the flank, but Zeke able to hold down the site instead. And with Starkey here as well, the round is all but done. Kreven 1v3. Position revealed and Spike in no man's land.
This is somewhat doable though, Haz. I don't count out Kreven just yet. As he goes up against Doma, Doma misses the shot.
And has to get out of position. If he was to round the corner, he would have spotted Zeke, but now main is the position taken up by the second in command. As Kreven, the Super Sentinel into the side, is doing it again. 3 kills, another clutch attempt. Only one more player to find. Can he do it this time? There's time to play around with. The site is open for the taking, and he now has the spike.
Doma doesn't realise it, but he had a chance to pick up Kreven there. We'll hear the spike plant come down, and he activates. Look at the utility belt that he has in pocket.
Doma. Last time we saw him in challenges before this, he was playing in Turkey. That didn't end well. But with the nickname now as the Mechanic, can he try and fix things in yet another clutch situation? Kreven yet to win one. He sticks the TP to the left side. A deep clear in the corner, and with the knife
Funded by the utility, but at the same time, look at this. Pacific ready to pop into heaven.
Killers doesn't want anything to do with it. It's onto Yash, and they switch positions.
Poison's off.
Boombot in, recollecting information, but a big gap opening up through middle, and that's where comeback strikes. In from the tower, Starkey ejected. Doma still in the garage, and yet to be cleared.
He's got his chance to deny the spike and takes it, but the trades at the same time are so good. Pacific, when they have the chance
to extend that lead.
The unthinkable is on the cards. Look at Pacific creating a trap play, and already it seems as if Pacific are back to winning ways after getting that entry.
But still a trap in mid. 4 players here. Killers could be caught in 2 mines. He dips away, and yeah, the util just isn't there.
Oh, comeback with 2 lovely kills. The Sheriff working as good as it can, but they catch out Rose and Larok forced back. A TP to join up with his teammates. Comeback wants to keep trying his luck. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out. And this is a really hard crossfire to try and break. Comeback baited out, trying to work through the Viper's orb. And Zeke with 10 points of health. The unthinkable is winning the map. The unbelievable would be Zeke to clutch this out.
And he's been read like a book. He's walking into 2 here, Cairo.
That he
Do
is.
what their stage 1 selves couldn't. Killer's heavy shields, come back, missed his shot, and his full belt of utility seemed to be quite bountiful in the previous round. The paint shells, no damage as of just yet. He's going to use his own satchel to get out. Oh my god, Enterprise just trying to fully condemn his position, but still, the kid able to claim some space, get out, some control as BBL Pacific want this quick retake.
What they do, players
They're
trying to
immediately
fight.
here.
Yeah, they're fighting their way through Hazard. Enterprise at the same time, I still find themselves an advantage and continuing to fight. And the last player does have a Guardian, but he is very, very low.
First one to be tested, last one to be shown the door. Could he stand and tell that tale? Larok knows about the first. Hating to be the bearer of bad news is play him back through. Enterprise don't want to allow BBL Pacific to just take this space. They will re-clear it a second time just to make sure. The spike should be heading A though. That's where 2 players are waiting for it.
Yash is holding on to the flank though. Oh, sorry, the rotate, but he looks away at the wrong time.
Rose in the corner, and finally the captain is on the board, breaking the ice and nearly doing it a second time. That's 1.5 from him here, and more than enough for time. Enterprise want mid again, come back up. Oh, what a flick! That's disgusting. And with Killes gone, all focus turns towards the B site.
Players trying to make their way into B heaven though. A stop by Kreven, and again it's that same passage of play that you've spoken about. This time though, the Nightfall's invested along with the showstopper, and unfortunately Yash can't pull the trigger.
Can't get his off the same way that Larok was able to find a double.
The buy rounds, and these are the most important.
This round itself might be. It's an ult invested, few players with donuts, no money left in the pocket. Comeback site that they're hitting, the only player in the tournament averaging at least 1 kill a round, and as he stands alive for the time being, that's the concern.
As players though from Pacific are ready to flood back in, and it's carnage on the side. Doma forced away, but remember this pit still stands, and that's going to be massive. Zeke the first one to fall in this round, and Yash has repositioned himself towards heaven as they come through the smoke. They get killers and they get the players that were on the side. Doma doing well.
Spike on his back. Big calls to be made.
That there is.
He missed it.
He did. And that's the first time I've seen that this half. Now Enterprise are actually being chased down. That's, oh no, Rose, that's insane. Nightfall put in to gain information, and it's found 3 players.
The Terra Trails chasing Enterprise into the corner of the map. Where do they go? The op taken from play. Loiter maybe even considering the backstab. But it's a 4-on-4, Cairo. There's still a chance for Enterprise. The next kill in this round almost decides it.
100%. Kreven, a player who,
in that duel,
every time and time again, stands up tall, up above everyone, drops the Viper's pit as well. As Pacific now look to send it home and settle any doubters that could possibly think about someone taking their
30
crown.
seconds left.
Yeah, sure, they lost 1 map. Sure, they were at a deficit at the half, but are you really thinking that they could lose a series? That was never going to be the case.
Enterprise may not be the giant killers, but they've taken Pacific down a peg. An admirable effort.